So let's go to Lighton Duo, which is something that was mentioned to me on the YouTube chat as being an interesting soccer band. This is not easy. It's not gentle. Let me just show you level 1. So what you have to do in Lighton Duo is make a circuit. Right? So if I go up here, there's a circuit, and the battery's only a little bit charged up, as you can see. Ta-da! There you go. So pretty straightforward. So that was the first level. Second level. So now I can still charge it up. Right? I can just do that. Push these in, and the issue is this guy. So what you have to do, if you change yourself to blue, you can start pulling blue pieces. So I need to move this out the way. So I can switch back and forth with the spacebar or C. And there we go. That's the second level. No pointer games can't type. It's all that working on your new game. So we need to get inside here. So I pull these out, need to charge these up. Now this actually gets quite tricky. So if I pull that along like that, I can pull this down, right? And this one like that. There we go. Oh, wait. Oh, Solcesta versus Cinco Powers, says Joe. I still don't know how to pronounce that. One of these days I'll learn it so I don't sound embarrassed every time I say Cinco Powers. Oh, well, what Portuguese do I know? Feliz Natal. Feliz Natal, right? Happy Christmas. I know that much. So this is obnoxious. This looks very simple. You know, I can get that charged up there, and I need to form this circuit, and you need that piece there, right, to be you need to be connected up. That's stuck though. It's stuck against the wall. That's screwed. You can't do anything with this. You can't pull it. So we're gonna have to do something a bit more smart here. Let me just reset this. All right. Let me just tell you, there's one issue with the game that I'm not particularly happy with. There's limited undos. I can go back and it stops, which sometimes takes a little bit of the fun out of it when you're like, oh no, I needed to move that piece about, you know, exactly 10 turns ago. Right. Okay, so these can't be moved. The battery can be moved, so maybe I just have to pull that battery up. That's what I do. You may be wondering why the lightning matters. So there was that little issue just now where we had to get all the lightning. They were inside the assembly, the circuit assembly. But there is another issue later on, and I'll show you that shortly, which makes things really kind of difficult. The interesting about when you're pulling, I'm sure this is familiar from other games we do pulling, is that you're actually kind of limited. You can't pull to the edge. Edges become quite... if you push blocks in a soccer band game at an edge, you know that you've lost the block, right? But it's a very similar thing here where you don't lose a pullable block, but there's only so far you can move it. These blue blocks cannot be moved to the edge. Right. I wonder if that was wrong, because I need... to get out here. Let me just undo that. Oh, I need to change back to yellow. Push that out, yeah. Okay. That should be it. There we go. What was the next one? Is it 5? Incidentally, if I go back to the level select, you can jump to any one of these. It's showing me which ones I've done, but you can jump, apart from number 50, you can jump to any of them. Okay. The levels often look deceptively simple, but they're actually, they can be like, oh yeah, that looks like what the solution should be, but it's not like that at all. So here's the thing, you need to get that out of the middle there, right? So it's like, okay, I pulled this off, really good. But remember what I just said? You can't put them back on the edge. This is now broken. You can't put these blue pieces back. So there's no other, you couldn't put a yellow piece in here instead. You can't put a yellow piece here. We've got a vertical piece here, but it's against the wall. We can't get it. There's this corner piece, which is possible. So I could use that one. So maybe the solution is to make a shorter circuit. I'm going to undo that because I've just failed the solution. Because what I need to do is... where is it? No, I haven't failed, right? Sorry, I had something else in my head. I was wrong. Put the last one in. Yeah, Joe's saying that's pretty neat. Too bad about the limited undo. Okay, so 5... Is 6 where we get the stuff? No. Yeah, oh, this is joyous. But in a way, it's just deceptive. All those yellow pieces are a waste of time, right? You can't do anything with them unless you're planning to connect all the way down the bottom. So what do I want to do here? I want to make... I think the trick is to probably pull the battery out. Still not sure, but oh yeah, maybe that is it. Yes. And then we can pull that up. Except I think I've broken it. This is where the problem of the pulling happens, right? Because I need to pull into the middle there, and the only way to get 3 together is to be able to move up once to the top. So I think this is actually, I've broken this now. Wow, okay. So let me try that again. So let's pull that out. Pull this up. Let me pull this up. Oop. I've pulled that up there. No. I need to undo. Oh, see how easy it is to use up the undos. So I need to pull this up. Let's push these out a bit for safety reasons. Let's move this over. Let's pull this up. And pull this one up too. So, you know, I've played a fair bit, and that's why it took me a long time to get used to the kind of the difference between pushing and pulling and what it allows you to do. Does any side of the bulb count as connection? Yes, I think it does. Yeah, any side. I think. 7. Let's jump ahead a bit. I want to show you the bit that gets really... Yeah, okay, here we go. So Jack is saying, I'm really curious about why they have limited undos. Are there some other game mechanics justified? I don't think so. I think generally the reason people use limited undos is to try to impress upon you that you should be thinking through rather than just experimenting. But I think that's, you know, sometimes you do need to experiment. So here's the new mechanic. This block can be pushed or pulled. Lovely. If it happens to be connected to a battery, even the littlest power, then if I try and pull that now, I get electrocuted. Similarly, if I push it. So when you have these blocks, they can be instrumental in solving the level. Sometimes they can be not instrumental in solving the level. But you have to be careful about once you charge things up, then things get hairy. So can I make a circuit with all this? Let's see. Any reason in theory why that's not going to work? Straight, corner, up straight. I need to pull one in. Okay. That's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to move this out. Okay. Alright, so I think that's a solution. This is more of a slightly a bit of a tutorial level, I think, around the box. So the boxes are conducting, but also incredibly dangerous. What level was that? Was that 9? Okay. Yeah, now if I remember, this is where it just really starts getting kind of tricky. If we have a look at this, what shape do I need to make? I'm just going to get them all for now. I think I've probably screwed it by getting all the little lightning, the little power already. Yeah, how do I want to make this? Joe is just saying that after saying experimenting is part of thinking, a lot of devs who had limited undos or restarts say something like, I want every move to feel important, which is never the actual effect it has. What do I want here? So if I assumed that this existing structure is not going to get changed, then I'd want this yellow piece at the top here. Then I want this blue one in here, and another blue one here, and this at this light here. This looks kind of possible. Let's find out. All right, let's try and put this in the corner. Yeah, it's a little bit awkward to get that into position. Okay, I've got to be careful now. If I pull this in, I'm trapped inside, so I have to get the rest of it in place. There we go. That's easier than I thought it was going to be, but maybe it's because I've played it a bit already. I can see wanting to limit the amount of blind experimentation, says Jagriff, but I think well-designed puzzles should mostly do that job. So far, these puzzles are good IMO, in my opinion. So well, I'm gonna let's take this one as the last one I'm going to show. So this one's fairly simple. So the problem is, I obviously want to put the blocks in here. Let me pull that out so I can push this block at the top and pull that up like that. So I think, as long as I don't touch any of these stupid blocks, I should be fine. There we go. Not too bad. I'm finding these far too easy. I was struggling when I was doing these first, like, well, which way is it supposed to go around? Obviously I left it at 19. Oh no, 19 is the last one I did. And it starts getting very kind of tricky, like sometimes you're really not sure what the structure of the puzzle should actually be. And it can require quite a bit of juggling to figure it out. But anyway, that is Lighton Duo. It's pretty... the puzzles are pretty tricky. And I've enjoyed the levels I've done so far. It's just a bit of a shame about the undos. Yeah, that's the mark of a good puzzle game, says Jagger. Puzzles are super hard at first, but easy on the replay. So that came out in 2021 from a developer called Waidy Andrade or Andrade. It's only on Windows.